You are living in the multiverse. The truth is that everything that you want already exists. Every reality already exists. There are parallel realities, parallel versions of you and your life surrounding you all the time. In fact, it is within you. You have access to these. Knowing this makes manifestation so much easier. If you want to learn how to quantum jump to your chosen timeline, to your chosen ideal reality, which is vastly different, you're a different person in a vastly different life, this is the video for you. Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Juliet Cleary. I'm a manifestation coach. And if you resonate with this message, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and tap that bell icon. If you would like to work together, that information's in the description box below for you, as well as the link to my meditation channel. Physical reality is not what you think it is. So there's really nothing outside of you. There really is no reality other than your definition of reality, because you are reality. Okay, and this experience you're having is actually happening within your own consciousness. So our physical experience is really illusionary. Okay, it is very much an illusion because it seems like we're in this one reality, this one life, and that we're trying to get things and trying to manifest things when we're actually always in the same place, because here and now is where everything always is and there is nothing outside of now. Everything exists here and now simultaneously, and we never actually get anywhere. We never actually manifest things and pull them into our reality. They're all here. We simply match the frequency of it and reveal it to ourselves. We allow ourselves to see it and experience it, but it's all here. And in fact, it's all within you. And this is the thing, when you've heard about timeline shifting, when you've heard about quantum jumping to another parallel reality, what you must understand and acknowledge and accept is that all of these timelines, all of these parallel realities exist within you. So I don't want you to place it outside of yourself, because there's nothing outside of you. Okay, that's the projection. What you're experiencing in your physical experience is truly an illusion, a projection, okay, a mirror reflection of you, of your consciousness. So all of these timelines, these versions of you, right, these other versions of your life, all the manifestations, it's so important to remember that they're actually existing within you. And that's why you can tap into it, because you are consciousness. You are the I am. You are God. You are source. You are the creator. You are all that is. So everything exists within you. You are the universe itself. There is actually nothing separate from you. You can hold a belief that something is separate from you and make it seem that way, but that's not the truth. So I'm going to be giving you some steps to quantum jump to your ideal timeline, ideal reality. But it is first and foremost very important for you to accept and acknowledge that all of these timelines are simply existing within you. It's not something you're trying to get or trying to pull from, in a sense. It is within you, and you're tapping into it by shifting your frequency. So even the things that we think are matter, okay, physical matter is still just different rates of frequency. So everything is vibration, everything is frequency, everything is energy. And there are actually many dimensions, including our own, but many other dimensions that are also coexisting here and now in the same place, right? As well as like these other versions of you, your past, your future, all those past and future timelines. All of the ideas, the potentials, the storylines, the manifestations, your desires, and all these other dimensions, right? They're all here now. And the only reason we are unaware, for the most part, of these other dimensions, of these other possibilities, these other things that are all coexisting here and now, is because of frequency. So, for example, death is an illusion. There is no actual death, right? So whenever someone passes away, they're still here now, because everything is here now. And energy cannot be created nor destroyed. Everything is here and now. And so they're still here, they're just on a different frequency. And if you are at a high enough frequency, you can sometimes tap into them and, communicate and connect because you raised your frequency. So there are all these other dimensions and all these other incredible things and possibilities, but if you're not tuned to them, then you don't experience them. If you want more information on this, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and comment below and let me know. Okay, so every version of you is here. So the super healthy version of you is here. The super wealthy version of you is here. The person who has a really positive belief system, high self-concept, high self-esteem, high level of confidence is here too. The house you want is here now. The relationship you want is here now. Everything is here now, and you must accept that you're a multidimensional being and that you can tap into these realities, these potentials at any time. In fact, you're doing it all the time, you just don't even realize. When you imagine your future, you're tapping into an actual real future memory, a real future timeline that exists here and now. So basically, quantum jumping is you acknowledging your multidimensional power and realizing that because it all exists within you, okay, and you're doing this already, but sometimes without realizing you're doing it, that you can actually tap into another timeline, another vastly different version of you on purpose, and be that person now, shifting yourself into that storyline, into that timeline, into that parallel universe, that parallel reality, and be it and live it and have the results that that person gets. You are placing your consciousness in another reality, in another potential. So can you see that you are so unlimited? You are limitless, right? You're infinite. You might hold a belief that you are limited, and so your reality tends to reflect back to you that belief, but that's not ultimately true. You are absolutely unlimited. So for anything that you want, it already exists, okay? And even if it's a specific outcome or desire, there's all different ways that it exists. You get to choose which reality, which version of it you tap into. Number one is you must choose your new timeline. So I always say it's really, really good to get as specific as possible. Not because you have to, but because it really helps you to get clear on when you're tapping into this reality, this version of you, this timeline, that it feels very vivid. It feels real. You can see it or feel it or know it viscerally because you've gotten really clear on who that person is and what reality that is. So what is your ideal reality? And no holding back. Don't limit yourself from what you think is possible from your limited mindset or from your old identity. Like really treat this as like, okay, I've got a new book, all blank pages. I can write exactly what I'm wanting to live, what I'm wanting to tap into right now. So what is that reality like? What does it look like? How does it flow? How does it feel? And who are you in that reality? Get really clear on the kind of person you are, like your habits, your mannerisms, even your posture, the way that you walk, the way that you talk, the things that you believe about yourself. What's your self-concept like, right? What do you believe about your life? How does life flow for you? How do things work out for you? If you can really be anyone, and you can, who are you now? Who do you choose to be? It all exists. This version of you exists, okay? But you must choose it. What's so different about this reality? Okay, step number 2 is that you're going to use a quantum jumping method, and you can use whatever you desire to. I highly recommend meditation because as you slow down your brain waves, you get into a coherent state, like brain and heart, brain and body coherence, where everything is absolutely in flow, absolutely aligned, so that you're connected to your highest self. You're really like in your power, in your alignment, and anything you do from that powerful state is just enhanced. And as you probably know, when you slow your brain waves down to alpha waves, or especially to theta brain waves, when you're deeply, deeply relaxed, you now have access to your subconscious mind. You're now more easily able to shift or change or believe new things or tap into new possibilities. That's why it's such a powerful process. But you can use other methods if you like. And what you're going to do is like 15 minutes. 15 minutes is all it really takes to completely reset your brain, like reprogram yourself completely and utterly. You only need 15 minutes. If you want to go longer, absolutely do so. Basically, you are going to meditate. You're going to get into a very relaxed state, slow down those brain waves, and then you're going to tap into this reality. You're going to enter it, okay? And this acts like a portal. So you're going to tap into this reality and you're going to step into the body of this person. If you can visualize it, amazing. If you can just feel it, like if all you can do is tap into the feeling of the reality, that's perfect too. But I'm going to talk about the visualization. So you stepping into that body. So you already know this personality, this identity, and you're basically just living or experiencing life through this personality, through this identity, in this new reality. You're experiencing it. You're not trying to manifest it. You're not trying to be it, like I'm trying to see it, I'm trying to believe it. No, you're accepting it exists, it's here. So relax, get into a really relaxed, deep state, and then simply tap into what's already here. Tune to it, right? Through visuals and feeling, or just the feeling. And experience it. When I do this, I am acknowledging that I'm actually experiencing it, because you are reality itself. Therefore, what you experience within imagination, since that is reality, you are reality, that's real. You're actually really tapping into a real you, a real version of you, and a real timeline, a real parallel reality. It's not like you're trying to make believe something or trying to manifest something. Massive distinction. You're accepting and acknowledging it's here. Let me live it. Let me experience it. Let me tap into it, tune to it. And in the moment you do this, you are that person. You have shifted. So recognize that and accept it. And do this daily, or use your own process to do daily. Step number 3 is to let go of the old identity. This must be a choice. Now that you have chosen to be this person because you want to, you've chosen this new reality, okay, then what needs to go? What parts of you you've been carrying around for so long that are not you, that are not in alignment? And trust me, as you raise your frequency and you do this process, those parts of you or those beliefs will come up, will be shown to you right in your face, so you can drop them. Not so you can feel bad about them and try to fix them, but that you can drop them. You've got to start being, like thinking and being from your new self, as opposed to from the old identity. Notice the difference of when you're going back into that comfort zone, back into that old identity, and make the new choice of who you are and what you now choose to assume, what's now true for you, who you now get to be. Instead of consistently informing yourself from your past experiences and beliefs and all of that, begin to inform yourself from your future self, draw from that. Your future self, the one that you've been tapping into through the meditations, is just as real and solid as what you believe your past self is. Okay? So, plus you have all different past timelines anyway that you could tap into. So become aware of your automatic assumptions, your automatic reactions. Watch how you react to things, because your automatic reactions to things are showing you your beliefs. They're showing you what you actually believe is true, so that you can drop it. And you must decide to drop the old story, and really nothing's going to shift or change until you do, because if you're still practicing the old story and being that old identity, then you're in pretty much the same old reality, the same timeline. So notice who you are being and decide to drop what is not serving you, what you no longer choose to be. Step number 4 is to take new actions. Now, one of the fastest ways to really quantum jump into that new version of you is to start being them in whatever way that looks like. Now, actions can be ways of thinking, reacting, assuming, right? But it can also be how you show up to life. What actions are you taking? Your behaviors. Notice when you're operating from the old identity or the new identity. So when you tap into, in your imagination, your meditation, you tap into this other version of you and you live that. Well, what are they doing that's so different? Like, are there actions that they are taking that you are not, that you want to be doing? Or you're making excuses like, I can't do that yet. And see the lies, like see the stories that you're telling around this and drop them if you don't prefer to live them. You naturally act on what you believe, right? If you really believe something, you will act on it. And so if you actually start to take whatever actions that you can in the direction of this new timeline, this new version of you, this new desire or potential that you're tapping into, then you are proving to yourself you really believe it. You really believe this. It's really that, like, if there are actions that you want to be taking but you're holding back, that means you don't believe in the process. That means you don't believe you're that person and you don't believe you're in that reality or in that timeline. So the action actually speeds things up because you're showing yourself you believe it, but you're also simply being that person. And in the moment that you start to be this person in whatever way, whether it's through feeling, an assumption, a choice, a decision, an action, a behavior, whatever way, you are them. You are that person and you place yourself in that timeline and you continue to do that over and over. So then you continue to see that you're in that new reality. So give yourself permission to be that person now. You can walk as that person, walk in that energy, take some of the actions that they take. You can basically, you're living from the end and you're not taking action from the old identity. You're not taking action from how things have been. You are taking action from this new reality of knowing what's on this path, of knowing what you've tapped into, of trusting your power and trust in the process, knowing what's done. And you're taking action from that. And it's completely different. Usually when you're hesitating and you're not taking much action in whatever that looks like for you, that you really don't believe it, that you're basically still placing yourself back in the same old identity and not allowing yourself to move forward when you can. Number 5 is it's done. So show up in that energy, show up to life knowing that. Because as I've mentioned, everything's done and everything's here. Everything already exists and it's all here. It's all yours and it's all within you. So I always like to use the example of winning the lottery. So if you won the lottery today and just say it's like $50 million, okay? But you don't actually have the money in your account. Okay, you'll get the money in 2 weeks, but you know it's done. Okay, you won. You don't actually have it, but you know that you will. You know that you actually have won the lottery. So from that energy, even if you had zero money in your bank account still, your reactions would be different. Your actions would be different. Your feelings, your thoughts, your assumptions, everything would change. You would have a completely different energy, a different state of being, right? A different identity. So that's what you want to think about is like, okay, if I actually believed, right? If I actually knew that it was done and that it's here, just like if I had won the lottery, how would I be showing up to life? In what energy would I be moving through my life? And start to be that way, not because you have to, not because you should, but because it's who you are and it's how you want to feel, right? You only want those manifestations because of how they would make you feel. And you can give that to yourself right here and now. The state of being will attract the outcome, the desire, the manifestation. So what's the state of being that you want to be? Again, that's why you want the manifestation. So show up in that energy of knowing it's done, and you impress upon reality what is true. That's what you're doing. As you show up to life differently, because you are reality, and that's just the projection outside of you. It's really like neutral, doesn't hold meaning exactly. So as you show up differently, in a different energy, a different state of being, you impress upon the physical reality, in a sense, what reality you're in, what's actually true for you, what you now believe is true. The reality projection doesn't tell you what's true. How you show up to life impresses upon the physical projection, the physical reality, and suggests or says what's true for you. That's you saying, this is what reality I'm in. This is who I am. This is what's true for me. You have changed, and the outside is just a projection, just a reflection. Then that must change too, to reflect back what you did. Okay, so that is it, guys. Let me know if you have any other questions, or you want me to make more videos on this. And let me know what you thought about this video, and if it helped you, comment down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe. If you would like to work together, that information is in the description box below for you. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time.